hurricane, a tidal wave. Essence perfect, life looks brilliant. Give me more of this. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You're burying me, burying me. Yeah, you're burying me, burying me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy for the light. It's got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Get you out of my head again. Is it wrong? Is it right? It's like I've won my final war without a fight. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. I know you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy for the light. It's got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Get you out of my head. Get you out of my head.
Please note.
Never gonna stop, never gonna change, never gonna do the things you say. I run my own way to get there. Pulls a coin and I don't seem to care. In the air, no more crowd, just the opposite kind of few clouds. So tell me this time is coming for the sake of all your lies. Why don't you try to be wise? Know that I need you anyway.
I never wanted to be alive, just to feel like I'm fading. And though my heart beats a beat of time, I press the lens just to tell you, don't lead the way, don't leave a stay. Then I drown with a shadow playing parade. I feel like I'm fading.
Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. I am Bad Buttons Bobby, and welcome to Point of View. As you saw that calendar that played there, just a quick correction I need to fix. We actually have the year-end awards coming up on Monday, not the WCW podcast, which will be returning the week after that there. But I am joined here today by two gentlemen right here on screen. First of all, the host of that year-end award show, it's Ed Fries below me. How you doing, Ed?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Fantastic. And right beside me right there, and he's holding up a sign for his favorite person in the chat. It's Andre C. Andre, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are we doing, boys? It's a wonderful morning. I've got about 6 hours of sleep after doing the World's End show last night. I'm running on 6 hours of sleep. I still got Marvel talk later today. Then I have to record a best and worst of for A+ later today. So it's going to be a very, very busy day.
You bet. And we say
I'm
good morning
too happy because there's only three of us.
Oh, yes. No.
Oh, that makes me sad.
I know it makes you sad, and it makes me even better because now I get to see my 4th and 12th favorite Canadians.
I'm 7th. Do not even go there. I
now
locked me in
12th,
at 7th.
just so we're clear.
Very clear. All right. But yes, good morning, Bobby Stats, joining us here in the chat today. Appreciate it. Yes, Andre running on very little steam because he was up doing the World's End stuff last night. I have no excuse for not being on my A game right now, to be honest. I checked out over the holidays here, took a little bit of a break. I'm going to get back in the swing of it, though. I promise. As of today, I'm back. I'm going to make things happen.
Bobby, you had one bad week in all of 2024. Give yourself a break.
Fair enough. Been on my game most of the time.
2044. That's not like for another 20 years.
2044.
It's 20 years away, man.
I'll be on my A game by then. That's the point. All right. Well, anyway, guys, I got to ask. It's just past Christmas time and stuff like that. How was the holiday so far for each of you guys?
So far, so good. It was nice and low key. I just kind of, I had the mini on New Year's Eve. We had a great time. And then, the rest of the week, just relaxation and enjoying myself.
All right. And did either of you watch the games that were available on Netflix on Christmas Day?
I watched the first half of the first game.
the half when it was still a possibility that there might be a change in what was going to happen. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, they were, again, like, this is the one thing I kept saying since the announcement of this was going to be big for Netflix. I think big for the NFL doing games on Christmas Day, even though you have a lot of people who were saying, oh, who would watch this on Christmas Day? It was on at my in-laws' place while we were doing Christmas. Both games were on the entire time. So I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know if either of you guys have seen, but
the numbers won't be released until probably about a month from now.
Okay, fair enough. I'm curious to know, though. I'm curious to know. But we got Basser joining us. Good morning and Happy New Year's, guys. Happy New Year's, Basser. Hopefully you've been having a good holiday season. Bobby saying it was nice to spend time with his family for Christmas. And he also saying hello to Basser as well. Yeah, I mean, that's what the holidays are all about. But yeah, we sat around, we had turkey dinner, we watched the games, and yeah.
Oh, I am corrected. Forbes has published a report saying that Netflix claims that each game averaged over 24 million viewers.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
That's just the Netflix stats. Let's not kid
That's
ourselves.
what Netflix is claiming. It's not a measured. It's not a measured statistic yet. So,
but they were also broadcasting on regular television as well too. Right.
No, those games were
only in local market. Only in local markets.
Yeah.
Okay, because I swear that over at the in-laws' place, it wasn't on through Netflix.
The second game was on DAZN.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was on through Netflix. I'm just not too sure. But either way, I mean, still, those would be very respectable numbers for Christmas Day broadcast of a live sporting event.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, again, it all depends, right? Like, is it what they were happy? Is it what Netflix wanted? Again, people were shitting on the Saturday Night's Main Event number a couple weeks ago, right? Is it only did 1.5 million on TV, and I think Peacock brought it up to like 2.3 million or something like that. But again,
to put it in perspective, the average viewership across all three games on Thanksgiving Day was claimed to be 34.2.
Okay.
This is an official NFL football operations press release.
So, I mean, fairly respectable considering that this is broadcasting on Christmas Day isn't a common place sort of thing. I mean,
I was getting more to the point is we're talking about a difference of 37 to 24, and we're taking terrestrial TV out of it and putting it on just Netflix.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
I mean,
that's not bad.
No, I mean,
not at all.
It sounds pretty reasonable. And who knows, maybe some of those numbers were as a result of people who normally wouldn't watch the game happen to be on at somebody's place because they have Netflix, or they're sitting around, they got nothing else to do. Hey, look, live football, let's give that a shot. I mean, there's a lot of that like appeal because Netflix is a little bit more international, worldwide stuff. And when we get these live broadcasts, it has that international appeal or that appeal in general that you can click it on right there and then at any given time. So you get your casual viewers that what to watch. And the only real live event of any kind, of any nature at all happens to be right there in front of you. You tend to tune to that. And that brings me to like we've got real close to the Netflix. I mean, for you in the US, Ed, the Monday Night Raw coming up, but for the rest of us worldwide, the full blown
Everything.
Netflix, NXT, SmackDown, and premium live events coming up to Netflix. Do we believe that this will help increase viewership? Do you think that this will draw, at least for the interim, casuals that maybe have not seen it, at least to, and I know Ed's shaking your head and I want to hear you on it, but hear my out. Say somebody hasn't watched in a long time and they click on Netflix and suddenly they see the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania or something like that. I believe there is a chance in those events this year for people internationally to get some casual viewers that would click it on because it's part of their already existing Netflix package. Not necessarily Raw, NXT, or SmackDown, but the big ones, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, in the immediate future. I could see casuals at least tuning in just to check out what's different from when they last watched. But Ed, I want to hear from you though. I know you were shaking your head. I'm curious to know.
I mean, I guess there's a potential for it, but I think the thing that people are missing that might hurt this as much as it helps it is there are people who might not watch as much because they don't have this or that, or they don't like. I know Netflix is pretty standard. I think almost everybody has it, but let's not talk. Let's remember that in some markets, when SmackDown was on network television, there was a reason we had so many people watching SmackDown on network television is because it was just on a channel that everybody automatically has.
Okay. Yeah.
And now we're going to a streaming service, which can fluctuate those numbers. I agree with you. I think that the big shows will obviously get a bump. Those shows will absolutely 1000%, especially internationally, aka non-US, will get a huge bump. But I think here in the US, I think the numbers are going to stay relatively the same because we're still sitting on Peacock. And television shows like Raw might fall a little bit because, there's a potential that people aren't going on to Netflix to watch wrestling.
I look at it from a Canadian perspective. I think a Canadian international market, I think, can grow. Because if you look at the average, I know this because of Post Wrestling. The average Canadian rating for SmackDown, Raw, and Raw are around 250,000, fluctuate up about 25,000 either way. So in Canada, I think this is going to increase the Canadian market. I think it'll increase in the English market, in international markets. In the American market, I see the big events increasing because those are the big events. It's Mania, it's the Rumble, it's SummerSlam, it's Survivor Series. Those are marquee names to people that they've been around forever. But I could see maybe the first Monday Night Raw getting a big bump, but then it coming back down. I feel like is the average ratings about 1.6 million or something like that?
1.2 for Raw.
I thought it was 1.6. Because last I heard from Post, it was like 1.5 million for Raw, the last Raw or something. But say it's 1.5 million. I feel like we'll see a bump to about 2 million with Netflix because there will be some people that do not cross over, then there will be people that will. But I don't see it crossing maybe more than about 2 mil. But I see could see them higher than 2 mil for the first episode, being said it's the first episode in the States, being over 2 mil.
According to WrestleNomics, Raw averaged 1.453 million viewers and a 0.42 in the 18 to 49 demo.
Yeah.
Over the course of 2024.
Yeah, because I listened to Post and they have Brandon Thurston on their Wednesday show. He talks about ratings all the time. So, yeah.
Brandon Thurston, if you ever want to talk about numbers and anything, you always listen to Brandon Thurston first and then everybody else.
Definitely.
Bobby saying, what if someone checked out NXT New Year's Evil that haven't watched NXT in a long time since the Black and Gold? And I'll attest to this even as a casual viewer of anything wrestling. I mean, and I say I'm a casual viewer because I don't really stick to one particular company and I watch cards more than anything, but the curiosity of streaming live wrestling has my attention peaked, especially for the debut coming up on Netflix. So I've already flagged it on my Netflix to watch Raw, NXT, SmackDown. Not that I'm going to necessarily make it a weekly occurrence, but here's the catch to this, dude. It is the content then essentially available because it was a live event afterwards, and you can usually go back and check them out. I'm assuming these
We have the
episodes...
answers to this. We have the answers to
Okay,
this.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
It'll be available to watch on demand as soon as the episode ends.
Perfect.
It'll
Perfect.
be an on-demand video, just like anything else that Netflix does live.
Okay, good. Because here's the thing. A lot of the time, I'm also not available to catch these things as they go hit live. So for me to be able to go back after the fact or later in that evening when, I'm just casually sitting down for the night, I would almost prefer that option to be able to go watch it after the fact. So there is a good chance they could win me over in coming back as a more regular visitor, just not necessarily a live regular visitor with this move to Netflix. Plus, I haven't had traditional cable in well over quite a bit over a decade. So I don't have the option of going on to Sportsnet and all these things that run WWE in Canada. So for me to even go watch Raw, SmackDown, NXT a lot of the time, I would have to be pirating it. And, it's not something I like to do. If I can find a way around it while still cutting the cord in terms of cable television, I do have Netflix and Prime and all these different things that I'm okay with paying for. I was okay with the idea of paying for the WWE network, but you had to have cable television in order to get the WWE network here in Canada for the, using on a computer. I was willing to pay.
Well, they did
that money
edit that
per
over
month.
the last couple of years. They have changed. They did change that over the last couple of years because I've had because you hear before because it cancels at the end of the month for me automatically. But if you could sign up. If you signed up through Sportsnet now on the website, there was a tier that you could there was just purely a WWE tier. That was it. It gave you all the WWE content. And it gave you like a couple Sportsnet channels.
Yeah.
But you didn't have to sign up online. But you only got Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. You didn't and the PLEs. You didn't get the catalog.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, and I knew they had made that switch. I just hadn't. I think at that point, I kind of just hadn't really made that effort and stuff like that to go switch that up. But now again, it's coming our way, and looking forward to it as we get that up there. How to watch WWE on Netflix. There we go. Perfect.
Turn it on. Press play.
That's a pretty logical way of putting it.
You can actually. One of the things I found on there that was interesting is you can download the episode 48 hours after it's happened. You can download the episode to kind of have and watch whenever.
Yeah, it seemed like any other, like all their other stuff you can download for offline viewing. It's just they're waiting 48 hours before you could do it, which makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be the way of the future for pro wrestling in general. Because I mean, even AEW's ultimately kind of going a little bit that way, not fully that way, but the announcement that it's going to be available through Max. I believe it is, if I'm not mistaken. That was the deal, right? It's HBO Max that's going to carry Dynamite.
Yeah.
What's Max?
What's Max?
See, here's
Look,
the thing.
we live in Canada. We don't have that up here.
WWE has always been ahead of the game when it came to stuff like this. Remember, they were the first wrestling service to have their own network.
Yeah.
They were the first wrestling company to go OTT and go, all right, we're going to have our own WWE network.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? For all the things that the WWE network did and didn't do, that thing was a godsend to wrestling fans.
It was groundbreaking, very groundbreaking. I mean, they did it long before anybody else thought of it.
Papa Smokes must have been the happiest man in the world with the WWE network. He had Smoky Mountain Wrestling. He had the AWA. I mean, he had all these territories that he used to love at his fingertips.
Except for you got one big issue here. Is Papa Smokes would no. That's not even the problem that Papa Smokes would have. Papa Smokes would need to figure out a way to navigate and find a way through this technology in order to get himself to the WWE network to watch all the old stuff.
Bobby, you're supposed to teach him.
You can lead the horse to water, but you can't guarantee it'll drink. as the saying goes. I believe anyway. I don't have a clue. But moving on from there, guys, any other big sports topics this week that you wanted to discuss before we get to our NFL predictions?
What has happened in sports in 2024? Like,
Or in 2024, I mean, we had the world's best breakdance at
Oh
the
my
Olympics
God.
this year.
I finally watched it. After
Did
last
you?
week, I watched it. It was so bad. Dude,
Yeah.
she
I
was
feel
so bad.
stupider after having watched that clip.
Mhm. Oh my God, dude.
Why is breakdancing an Olympic sport? Can we talk about that?
Yeah, because what else stupid sports are in the Olympics? I assume there's other ones. I assume they're just dumb Olympic sports, but like breakdancing is legitimately the dumbest.
I'm going to look this up.
I'm looking it up too.
I got to find out what this.
Can we talk more about how great curling is now that Mark's not here to ruin it?
Whoa,
curling-
don't diss my boy. Mark's my boy. Leave my boy alone.
He might be showing up in the chat here. He's got to give his NFL predictions eventually here for us.
Wait, so he hasn't officially made predictions yet?
Not officially, no.
So there's nothing written on the sheet for him?
Not yet.
So if we start now and end the show before, hey, it's like he heard us talking about him and showed up.
There he is.
The man
Papa
with the sultry voice of
Smokes.
professional wrestling.
My second favorite Canadian.
Second favorite. Oh,
Second
Aman
favorite.
Vellani.
really up
He
that
likes
list.
Aman Vellani more, even though he's never spoken to her.
Aman Vellani
All right.
is a
Somehow I'm like
national treasure.
17th now. I don't know.
All right. So when I typed in weird Olympic sports categories here, gentlemen, these are some of the ones I got that interesting anyway. I can't get, I don't know what year, I'd have to look at them, but at one point there was ballooning was an Olympic sport.
Oh, that's where you actually that's actually hot air balloons.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, isn't that when you flew the hot air balloons? That one's fine.
Yes, it was. That's
But
exactly
it has
what
the
it was.
same amount of merit to me as breakdancing.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
give
agree.
you that.
All right. Here's another one. This one's really good. Poodle clipping.
What?
Poodle clipping. Yes.
Like shooting,
Sounds like a
shooting
Canadian thing.
poodles
No,
with
no,
a
no.
gun?
Like trimming a poodle. Like,
I
yeah,
know.
Sounds like a Canadian thing.
We don't do
possibly.
that
I
up
mean,
here.
we got to win at something. So you know.
Yeah, true.
But pistol dueling is on here as well too.
That's
Pistol
fine. I
dueling.
like pistol dueling. Shooting
Pistol
other-
dueling sounds great because again, you're always gonna have a fresh new crop of people every year because you're gonna eliminate some every year because people are gonna die from their gunshot wounds. So
All right.
Yeah.
No, here's better yet. I've got this in front of me. So this is GQ's list of the 10 weirdest Olympic sports events that have ever happened. So at number 10, solo synchronized swimming. Let that one sink in for just a moment.
I mean,
synchronized
it's
swimming.
fine. I can.
It
I
doesn't-
can
the
get
wording-
that one.
you can call it water dancing, but it's not synchronized if you're not with a second person.
Okay, so I had to put this up here. That Andre knows who we are talking about when it comes to that one.
One of Asher's favorites, Michael Allen Richard Clark, right?
Yes.
Oh my
Since it was in
that's right.
all caps, I assumed it was that Mark. as
His
opposed to the
haircut is interesting.
He's
Bobby,
had
I've
that
got
joke
some
going
Since he
Oh,
cut
a
his
long
hair
time.
short, he's made some. Since he cut his long hair off, he has made some interesting decisions about his hair.
The curls are back recently. They're back.
But they don't look proper right now because it's still growing out, man.
All right. Number 9 on this list, they used to have horse long jump and horse high jump at
That's
the
fine.
Olympics.
People like horses.
What?
It's okay.
Yeah, but,
Equestrian is fine.
yeah,
All
but
right.
it sounds stupid to make them high jump.
All right. We also had the plunge for distance event.
What?
The
Explain that
plunge
to me.
for distance. Okay. So here's what it reads. There's no denying this is quite a fun game. I play it with my kids sometimes, but I also play Scrabble with them, and that's not an Olympic sport. Yet at the 1904 games in St. Louis, competitors had to dive in the pool and see how far they could drift underwater until they surfaced, up to a maximum of a minute later. All 5 contestants were from America, and the event was won by William Dickey with a distance of 62.5 feet.
Hold on, I got to ban a
Say his
chatter in the
name
chat. Hold on.
and he
I have to ban a chatter in the
appeared.
chat. Hold on. Let me get the Switch back end open.
We believe.
By the way,
in
Bobby,
the
Bobby, I
cause.
found the winner of our dumbest Olympic sports.
Oh, what is
According
it?
to the actual Olympic website, trampoline.
Trampoline. What?
No.
It was gymnastics
No.
and a trampoline.
No, that is terrible. Terrible.
That-
No, trampolining is the worst. Trampolining might be worse than breakdancing.
That sounds like 90% of wrestling promotions these days. Anyway,
Feudasail. Feudasail is also in here. It's commonly referred to as indoor football.
Mark, we're doing. I'm doing fantastic. Hopefully, you're doing better or feeling better.
Mark,
I know you weren't feeling too
Mark,
good.
Mark, I'm worse now that you're here in the chat. I'll be honest.
All right.
You're just the
So they also
evilest
had on
person
here
this
the
network, aren't you, Ed? I'm doing good.
So-
I'm doing good. I'm tired, but good.
a 3,000 meter steeplechase. Basically, hurdles through a water jump.
Yeah, that's the one. That's fine.
Okay. Number 6 on here, live pigeon shooting. Was an Olympic sport.
Yeah, well,
Wow,
that's
dark.
no pigeons, Mark. It's the shooting version of pigeons, Andre.
No,
So
but
it's
live. It's live pigeons.
No, it's live. It's done live, not live pigeons.
No, this was live pigeons.
Legit,
says
like
here-
animal pigeons.
We're back in Paris 1900 again for possibly the most shameful event in Olympic
Okay,
history.
all right, never mind.
The object
It's
of the
the
sport, as you may have
French.
guessed, was to kill as many pigeons as possible.
It's fine. It's the French. I get it now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Modern
no, the French almost as
pentathlon.
bad as people from Massachusetts.
It
Yeah,
is.
the
The Massachusetts are terrible.
Or,
The
and people
modern-
in New England too. They're pretty shit too.
So a modern pentathlon, which included participants swimming, fencing, show jumping, long distance running, and pistol shooting.
That's fine.
Pistol
just seems
dueling.
too
Come on,
complicated.
find somebody who could be an expert at running, swimming, riding a horse, and shooting a gun. Like, come on, that's impressive.
I'm in agreement with you. Actually, like that's a person who
That shouldn't
you don't
be on a
want to mess
weird
with.
list. It just seems more
It's a weird
complicated.
sport to
than
put
weird.
together, but like the
Yeah.
person who can do that is an ultra talented human being.
This is
Probably
true.
Ryan Reynolds.
Can you imagine being the person that was good at everything except for the swimming, and you get to the swimming part and you just end up drowning? You're just like you're way ahead of the pack because you're just that damn good, and then you go dive in the water and you're just done.
They're doggy paddling and they end up losing because they doggy paddled the whole time.
That would be funny.
That would be
All right,
great.
here's a good one. The
All right.
200-meter swimming obstacle race. So this was basically swimming around obstacles in the water, and
That
I'm
would be
talking
interesting.
like inflatable like pool toys, basically.
But
that sounds
again,
dumb.
that could be interesting because so much of Olympic swimming is straight ahead. One, just like to
You
add.
want to see how
turns to
fast they can
something.
go.
Yes, but the idea of being able to figure out how your maneuverability is kind of interesting. I don't hate that.
Okay.
If they're underwater the whole time, sure.
How about a new one? How about a new one for the 2028 games in LA, Bobby? Here. We got lacrosse being a first-time sport in the 2028 LA games.
That's fine.
I'm okay with that. That's
Yeah,
Lacrosse
got-
is fine. Lacrosse is a pretty good,
Awesome.
goddamn good sport. Dude, we used to
Yeah.
have a team here in Edmonton.
I
we were
played
really good.
lacrosse.
Bobby
You-
has that team now.
You used to, and we took them.
Yeah. Saskatoon. Goddamn Sask. Hey, I was there for the
Saskatchewan
final
Rush.
game. I was there for the final game when they won the championship in Edmonton. And then they left.
Then they left, and then they
And
came
the
to
stadium was
Saskatchewan.
not very full. So I understand why they left.
And then drunken people in Saskatchewan who know nothing about lacrosse found a new excuse to go to the stadium and get really drunk
There you go.
because
Well,
that's
yeah,
what we do
well,
in
like you-
Saskatchewan.
It's not
Well,
like there's
since
anything else
Mark
to
is
do in
here, should we do
Saskatchewan.
the NFL picks? Since he gets all nothings for, you know what? Mark's picks technically today become viewer picks because he's not here.
Mark is not part of my picks.
Yeah,
No.
he is. He is technically today. He is a viewer. Gaelic football is weird. I have an ex who used to play Gaelic football.
All right, but yeah, we can get down with the picks here.
Again, I
right.
repeat, since Mark is in the chat,
He's not in my picks.
Mark
has
is
his
in
own
the
picks.
chat. He is thus a viewer. He does
Mark
not
has
count
his own
for
picks.
his own
Mark,
picks.
Bobby, does Mark have his own picks?
No.
We're breaking this tie here.
Look at
Bobby.
this. Look at this ass kissing going on here.
He loves
I know.
me because I defend him because he's my friend.
I didn't say he's not my friend, but I still don't want him to win.
But I'm obviously his best friend.
Even though
2-on-1, so technically we
Mark,
win.
Mark, you better get in and do some editing, bro. Because
I mean,
Here's
here's
the
the biggest
on the
problem.
show are the official picks.
and he's making them on the show in the chat. It's fine.
But he's not on the show. He's in the chat, which means he's a viewer.
Mark, get your ass in here. He's gonna screw you somehow.
He's a viewer. Bobby, the people in the chat.
We only have one way that we could possibly win. Is Mark gets an NA on every fucking game listed here today.
But think about it. If Mark's in the chat, he's thus a viewer, which means his picks go to Andre.
No, they don't. I don't want the same.
He should have made. He knew ahead of time.
All right.
Then
Then for this week, I'm Mark, and I'm going to pick on Mark's behalf, and Mark can pick on my behalf.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Andre doing Mark's picks.
No, I'm not doing that.
Well, let's look at this for a second because this should give us some insight. In order for us to overthrow Mark, he would have to get at least 9 of the 10 games wrong that we get right. So we would have to gain 9 points in order to topple Mark here, kind of thing. And for Andre and the viewers to even catch us, we would have to get all 10 wrong, and they would have to get all 10
That's
right.
not happening.
So
this
would be a big stretch
I'm
for
way
this.
behind everybody.
I don't even know at this point if we should even just, for the fun of it, let Mark pick first and then pick the opposite of everything Mark picks just for that Hail Mary last throw.
Yeah, what if he picks all the good teams?
Well, of course he's going to pick all the good
But then
teams. He
again,
doesn't want to lose.
It is week 17, so this is the week where certain teams are going to be sitting. Hey, Jalen Hurts is not playing this week for the Eagles, or he already played, didn't he? Did he already play? No, not today. Yeah, Jalen Hurts isn't playing today. So,
Well, there we go.
that could be a Dallas upset there.
All
I
right.
don't have SGG to stop me from picking Dallas.
Well, let's see how this goes. Let's get this started. First game up, we got the Colts are at the Giants. What do we got?
Colts.
I dare Mark to pick the opposite of us every time. He can afford to.
I'm going Colts because that's just yeah. I want to pick against you, but I can't here because it's a really bad choice to pick against you here.
All right. Looks like
I love how Andre keeps holding up an STG sign. STG isn't in the chat, and we're at our word.
I know he needs to be represented.
He's
to be represented.
Don't pick on STGs. Probably at Costco again this Sunday. So it's
I'm
all
just
good.
representing him, but I'm still making the picks in my. I'm making the picks in my choosing.
He's probably just
All right, so
strolling
Mark
in the
has
car.
it, but the viewers have picked the Colts.
Mark has also picked the Colts.
No, he has an NA. The Mark Talks in the viewers section has picked the Colts. So technically the viewers have picked the Colts. I'm adamant about this. If Bobby can change my picks and that's fine, then I get to claim
Yeah,
this.
but you no. You two are a team. So you both have equal say on picks. So if Bobby you didn't show
Mark
up,
is in the
so Bobby
chat,
can
which
make a
makes
change.
him a viewer.
Mark gets his own picks, dude. Don't.
Hey, I'm just being honest here. If you're in the chat, you're a viewer. In which case, you don't get your own picks, and you didn't make your own picks ahead of time like I do. to make sure that when I'm not here, there are picks made ahead of time.
Don't be an ass.
Not being an ass. I'm getting my points
being an
back.
ass. You're being an ass.
And all right. Let's move on to the next game. Next, we got the Jets and the Bills.
Bills.
No, I want to go the other way so badly here.
I'd
Come on,
love to
Mark.
go another way on some of these games, but I can't.
Viewer Mark, why are you copying us all the time?
I know, viewer Mark sucks.
He's just like waiting for us to answer, because he's like, well, they're always right.
Technically, he's on a delay, so technically I can't even blame him.
Yeah, I'm going Bills. Yeah.
Also, why is week 8? What are you talking about?
Well, I haven't created the graphics because we haven't done picks yet, but I finished last week's graphics.
Yeah, we're in week 17 for one, Mark.
Yeah, that is.
You just mean that, Mark? Do you mean that they're not set in the Excel spreadsheet? Because if so, I haven't put them in there, but I can go put them in there today if you want.
Well, yeah, no, they're all
okay.
determined because they haven't figured out what time games are at yet.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, I wasn't too sure. Thank you for the clarification. All right, next up we got the Titans at the AEW Jaguars. Come on, Mark, pick them. Pick your favorite AEW team of all time.
I was going to say I'm waiting for Mark to do it.
I'm going with the AEW Jaguars.
Oh, fine. He's claiming an ad. Claiming an ad is okay, fine. Are you so, Mark? Because of the ad, you're taking the AEW Jaguars instead of the Titans.
Hold on, I can fix this for Mark. Mark, just subscribe. That would be so much easier.
It's true.
Oh, Bobby wants the Titans.
See, look, Mark.
Well, he can't see that, but it'll at least be in the chat now, so he can make the pick.
Well, it was on our screen.
Bobby, I'm sorry, I got to go with the Jags here, because come on, it's AEW. You got to support AEW.
Put us down for the Titans, please.
Yeah, and
also I have to make at least a couple bold choices today to get myself a little bit closer to, hopefully get myself a little bit closer to Bobby and Ed. I'm not going to beat them, but I got to get myself a little bit. I got to get back up to that 6-point difference that I was at. Jags versus Titans. Jags versus
Instead
Titans.
of sub it on Twitch, he just fires over to YouTube.
I love how
nice
he didn't
play,
bother to
Mark.
put
Nice
chat
play
on Twitch where I put the pick. Look at Mark. Let's give him a nothing. He gets nothing.
He is the Teton.
It didn't say it fast enough. Sorry, timer up.
I'm writing down Mark's picks, BT Dub. So if Ed screws you, I'll just make a new graphic.
Why are we saying if Ed screws you? Ed has no access to the file that actually covers all of this.
Somehow Ed's gonna screw you.
The only thing I have access to is the graphics.
He's not wrong.
That's what I mean. In the graphics, you're gonna screw him in the graphics.
It doesn't matter if I
NA
screw him in the graphics if he fills it out in the Google sheet like he should have last night.
I've got his picks. We're all good.
That's not how this works. It's not how any of this works. And Mark's the stickler about this.
Oh man, this
Hi,
is
Mark.
almost as getting to be as trashy as this next game is going to be. Anyway, up next we've got the Raiders against the Saints.
Give me the Raiders.
They're due for one here, aren't they?
No, but give me the Raiders because I can't bring myself.
Because fuck the Saints.
I'm going Saints.
I thought he was at the football.
He was supposed to be, but he's sick.
Yeah.
But why aren't the picks saved in the Google sheet then?
Because he thought he was going to be on show because he wasn't feeling well, but he ended up throwing up instead. So yeah.
Here he is, Andre.
Ed had his
Andre,
way
get the
with
sign
Mark
back
from
out.
everything.
You got to get that sign back out, Andre.
Oh, BT Dub, I picked the Saints there, STG, and so did Buddy Stats. So we're going with the Saints. Yeah.
Look at Mark just picking the Raiders.
Hey, even STG's with the Saints. He says the Saints. We're going with Saints.
Oh.
Yes.
No, he's angry, but he'll let it slide.
Yeah, how could Eddie even?
Hey, dude, I picked the Jags over the Titans. It's STG, so just get ready for that one.
Oh, now you're in trouble,
Mark. I'm just giving you a hard time. You know that it's on below.
We miss you, Mark.
I love you, Mark.
These two miss
No,
you.
one person on this panel loves you.
No, Bobby loves him too. I don't, but Bobby does.
I don't know if I believe that.
I'm an ogre lord. I'm void of all human emotion, but
That's
it's
true.
all good. All right, Panthers and the Bucks are up next.
Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks.
Bucks. The Bucks.
But what is Mark picking? That's the real question.
That is a good question.
We picked the Bucks, so Mark's gonna pick the Bucks.
Yeah, you know that.
See?
Let's not kid ourselves. He's
Look,
going for the win. Oh, shocked.
Hold on, I have something for this. Hold on.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's roll it.
This one.
Mark's only goal is to stay number one. He's not going to take any risks whatsoever. That loser.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Asad was correct all those weeks ago.
Yeah. Been playing it safe, going for the safety. All right, Cowboys and the Eagles.
I'm going with the Saquon Barkleys.
Going with the Eagles, even if Saquon doesn't play, he's still better.
Yeah, but it's like Saquon is going to, with Jalen Hurts out, Saquon is going to be what this team is riding on all game long. I guarantee it's like, give the ball to Saquon. Give the ball to Saquon. I'm going to try to throw. Give the ball to Saquon. Give the ball. They're going to be giving it to him like I'm going to say more than 50% of the plays this week.
So you're
All
saying
right,
giddy
everybody
up
pick
and
the
on.
Eagles. Moving on.
There's a question for you guys.
No.
Yes,
I
I'm
don't
in
play
the.
fantasy football anymore.
I am in my semifinals this week, and I'm in a week 18 league, so I'm scared about next week. So, but all my players are on teams that are still trying. Most of my players are on teams that are trying, so I'm okay. Yep. No. Yahoo Fantasy.
We don't play ESPN.
No, we'll only ever play Yahoo. We don't do ESPN.
But I
ESPN
am projected to lose in the semifinal here, even though I was the second best player this year. I'm projected to lose by about 30 points in the finals, in the semifinals. So I'll be in my third place game next week. I can
Mark,
teach
we
you.
can chat about it in the Discord. I'll explain it to you.
We can teach you.
All right. Well, Mark, let's test your loyalty. Well, I mean, it shouldn't be that fucking tough, but Dolphins are at the Browns for the next game.
Dolphins.
Isn't it sad when it doesn't even test his loyalty because it's against the Browns? It's kind of like
I was gonna say it doesn't test his loyalty at all. It's against the fucking Browns. Although
Yeah,
SCG
and Browns, we're going Browns.
Oh look, Mark even got a little dolphin icon for himself.
isn't that cute? Andre, you're declaring the Browns for your side?
Well, I got one guy saying Browns, and the other saying Dolphins, so I get to break the tie here and go with Browns.
All right.
I get to break the tie here.
Fair enough. All right. Here we go.
To be fair,
Next.
they won without Tua before, haven't they? And again, it's the Browns.
They weren't great without Tua, though. And the Browns,
Yes,
at least.
but this is the Browns.
They have 3 wins this year.
The Browns might as well be a high school football.
And a high school football team can win every now and again.
Especially when they've got nothing left to gain. They'll just go out there, play for fun, put out some of the youngsters, see what happens. You never
I'm
know.
taking it. We have to take risks. We're taking risks. We're the risk takers here. So.
All right. Next game, we've got Packers and the Vikings.
Packers.
El Vikingos. I'm thinking Vikingos. El Vikingos. I want to see what my partner says. Vikingos, yes.
All right.
I agree. It's probably the Vikings, but I'm going to take one risk this week. And that is the risk I get to take.
All right.
All right. It says Vikings across.
El
No,
Vikingos.
not across the board. We
You're
took
Not
it-
across. Sorry. Yeah, we
took
took Packers. Yeah.
El Vikingos.
All right, guys. Falcons are at the Commanders.
the Commanders, please.
Commanders.
Sounds good to me. All right, and we'll put Mark in for the Falcons.
I'm still waiting to see what my boys say, but yeah, SGG's with me, Commanders. So we win by we Commanders are the choice. Because we already have a 2-2. Even Bobby Stats is smart enough to He's going with Commanders.
Because you have to go. You have to go with the Commanders. I mean,
Commander is a champion, so the Commanders are going to become champions.
But they're
All
spelled
right.
differently. And Commander
Still-
sucks. I just watched a video where he got beaten up by Yuta.
Yeah, but he also won a survival of the fittest match to win the ROH television title at Final Battle, beating Brian Cage, taking the championship from Brian Cage.
But did he beat Brian Cage?
Can't remember who eliminated Brian Cage.
Plus, then 3 weeks later, he got beaten down by Wheeler Yuta. He tiny itty bitty man.
That's on AEW. It's a different program.
Doesn't matter.
it doesn't count. It aired on a different
Doesn't
night.
count 'cause he wasn't on The guy from CMLL doesn't count because he was on AEW.
No,
He's a different character
really
when he
Andre.
walks through a different door.
He's a different commander in ROH than he is in AEW. Come on.
No, better yet,
different commanders.
every wrestler on the planet should only give their record per the stadium they're performing in. It's like, all right,
Yes!
today I am undefeated here in this stadium.
That was actually a
That's
gimmick in
gimmick.
wrestling, wasn't it? Didn't somebody used to do that?
Did they? I have no idea. I don't recall.
If they
I think that
haven't,
would be great.
I'm going to suggest it to somebody at some point.
Like they need to start. Someone needs to start that. Just like go on the whole like I'm
That
undefeated
should be
in this
Michael Allen,
particular
Richard
stadium.
Clark's new gimmick. He should start doing that. He's undefeated in certain venues.
That'd be fantastic. Just go on bragging about how you've never been pinned to the mat in the particular stadium you're walking.
And then when
out
he gets pinned, it's like I've never been submitted here.
to.
I've never been thrown over the top rope in a battle royal here and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like an Andre thing to do. Move the goalposts.
No, but again, it would be what the shithead heel would do over and over again. And I
Actually
could
sounds
really
like
see
what,
Michael and Richard Clark do that well.
Actually, I think Shabazz would do that really well.
Oh, Shabazz.
Cheeky baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He would nail that kind of that thing. I mean, he already brags.
Been pinned in 2025. I've never been. Then it's I've never been beaten in 25. Then it's I've never been submitted in 2025, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, no, he would nail it because that's again like what he does with our championships. He's the longest reigning PBW champion ever. He is the only 2-time PBW champion. And like soon he'll probably one day be saying he's the only one to hold both the heavyweight championship and the tag championship in PBW. So,
But these are just facts. They're indisputable
He's not-
facts.
he's not lying. I mean, I agree. But
Oh, we have one more.
thank you,
game,
STG.
don't we?
Yeah, we have one more pick if you want to
What
stick
matters?
for
The
30
Lions
seconds.
versus the 49ers.
All right. Lions of the 49ers. Let's just put the
Lions.
Lions down for everyone.
Yeah, Lions. Leones.
I don't think it was ever in question. Lions it is. Done and done. Picks are locked. And hello to Astrid. Andre, pay attention.
Hold on.
Oh, there we go. That took a while.
I had to go. I have a pile of them.
Oh, hold on. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Rawr.
Wasn't it more like rar?
There's rawr, and then there's rower.
For anyone who doesn't get that reference, go back to last week's episode. Absolutely delightful. All right, gentlemen, that is the picks for the week are locked in place. That is one we got 1 week after this that we're just waiting for the update for the game schedule and everything like that. But it's looking like a bit of a runaway at this point, but it's been fun nonetheless, and we'll be doing it again with next season, and it'll be bigger, better, more interesting. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yes,
a lot of fun.
I am going to lose so badly next year.
And it's forced me to actually watch NFL, so now I'm on board with paying attention.
That's what matters. Is we brought another convert to the church of real football.
No, my friend. Don't use the word real football.
Football is played with your hands. Football is played with your hands.
No, that makes no sense at all. None. Zero. You can call it American football if you want, but don't call it real football.
Oh, it's the real football.
Well, it wasn't even the first one to call itself that.
It's the most popular football in the world. What are you talking about?
No. Most popular, again, maybe in North America, but definitely not even all of North America for that matter. Let's not kid ourselves.
Just so we're clear, Bobby, you guys pronounce it wrong because it's football versus football.
Yeah, football. Yeah,
none of them has a U in it. And I know Mark's country puts U's in places where it don't belong. But, there's
no U in football, is there?
Mark's wondering about if we're going to do fantasy stuff as well next year.
Oh,
no, that wasn't a question. It was a statement.
Oh, okay. Oh,
there's no question mark, Bobby.
We will, or else. Sure. Yeah, of course we will. Of course we will. You guys draft it up or figure it out, and I'll help with it, whatever I can. And
no, you're going to draft, Bobby.
I can set up the league. That's not a problem. I do this shit regularly with Yahoo Fantasy, so I'll set up the league for us. That is not a problem. I'll get you guys all the invites.
All right, let's. There's not a U in favorite though, Astrid.
There is in Canada.
Yes, there is.
Why? It doesn't belong.
Because it's proper English.
How about spelling the word? How about spelling the word color?
There's no U in color either.
There's U in color.
There is in Canada.
There is in Canada. There is in Great Britain. There is in multiple other countries in the world, except for the United States. Color.
Yep.
With the U, because we say it properly.
Explain to me where the U comes from in the pronunciation of the word color.
The proper English dictionary.
You
guys bastardized it.
Oh Lord, no U.
You guys bastardized it.
Color.
You ruined the English language.
Well, how would you spell? No, never mind.
No,
and also, it's Z, not Z.
No,
Z.
It's Z.
Z.
Is that like with when I make fun of Mr. Collyhue for saying H?
H?
H, like triple H, as opposed to triple H.
No. I love SCG so much.
SCG can spin and rotate too.
Don't threaten him with a good time there, Ed.
We got to get him speaking proper Canadian, then he'll know what this is all about.
Yeah. Know what it's all about, Ed. Know what it's all about.
Yeah. Yay. He doesn't know how to spell A.
I still do. I still have to do a show with him in an hour, so
it's a real hoser. This one, right, buddy?
All right, so we need 2 new co-hosts for this show next week, and Mark doesn't count. So Check in next week where Ed hosts an entire Sunday show by himself.
I'd be on board for watching that. That'd be funny. Oh.
No, I want to see the show of just Ed and Mark just talking sports together. That's what I want.
Ed and Mark have done lots of shows, just the two
I know,
of them.
but I want to see it again. I haven't seen it in a long time. I want to see it again. I want to see
Because
another
you don't
Mark
watch
interview.
those shows.
I want to see an Ed interview with Mark. I want to see what Bobby
Ed
did with Mark.
interviews
I want to
Mark.
see Ed do it. So I need to see Ed's questions for Mark.
Well, I think what you're actually looking for is like the Ed versus Mark debate, just like the straight up show where it's just like straight up shots at each other to see who can.
I'll host it. I will be the referee in that fight.
You're the mediator in between.
I'm just a guy who goes, no eye pokes.
Fair enough. All right. Well, with all that fun and excitement, Andre, why don't you tell the people what you have coming up?
You can find me on all the social medias at That Canada Guy on X and Blue Sky, at That Canada Dude on everything else. You can find me at Facebook, Andre Melba Wrestling Talk. You can find me on my YouTube page, youtube.com/at Andre Melba Wrestling Talk, where coming out in the next couple of days, we're going to have a Stardom review covering Dream Queendom from this morning that I still have to go and watch because I didn't feel like staying up after World's End. I had to do this in the morning. I have other things to do this afternoon. So we got that coming up. We are going to have a review of Noah's New Year at some point because we don't know if we're going to be able to see it live or not. Then we're going to have Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty coverage. We're going to have Mario Gold First Dream coverage. So much is coming over the next week and a half. Get ready for that. On your Wrestling Talk is going to be overloaded with shows over the next week. Ed is bored by me.
No, he's just done with us Canadian talkers. Ed, why don't you tell the people what you got coming up?
I have 2 shows left this week. In about an hour or so, you can catch me and Andre doing a double recap and a series review in a hierarching sense of Marvel's What If. We're doing episodes 7 and 8 today. We're going to talk about the series as a whole, as it will now be a completed series and be finished. And of course, you can join me with wonderful people as opposed to, these 2 knuckleheads. When I go ahead and do the award show tomorrow, where I have Mel representing all of Japanese wrestling, I have the Honor Ramble crew talking about Ring of Honor, and I have my good friend Conrad from Everything Pro Wrestling going ahead and talking all things AEW.
Wonderful. That's a great lineup. Can't wait to see that. And as for myself, there's my socials down below where you can follow me, reach out to me. What do I got coming up? Well, this Thursday, as always, I'm with Papa Smokes over on Ring Respect Radio. Join us for that, as well as join us every Saturday for Prairie Pro Wrestling on YouTube. I forgot to upload yesterday's YouTube video, so you will get that today from Prairie Pro Wrestling because I forgot what day of the week it is because my brain's been on holiday mode for a little while and I got to get back in the swing of it. But aside from that, I am back next Sunday with these 2 gentlemen and quite possibly Mark as well for more point of view as we finish up the NFL predictions and kind of find out what we're going to maybe look at next for filling some of the time once the NFL season ends here, gentlemen. But we will get to that. And as always, you can follow all of this at our local establishment, OLE Podcast, on all the socials down below. On YouTube, please give us a subscribe. Jeez, I'm starting over my own words. Leave us a comment and click the notification bell so you know anytime we have new material right here on the channel. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here today. Astrid says, when I do a show, it's already 2025. That feels weird. Essentially this is my last one for the year. So thank you everybody for tuning in, signing off from 2024 and looking forward to 2025. We appreciate you here. We'll see you next year on Point of View.